Wildcast, the most recent updates in the Nancy Guthrie case, and a new traffic light that promotes change.
And later, a glimpse into a new Thai restaurant with a twist and 2 programs to get involved with PAC. Wildcast starts right now. Good evening and welcome to Wildcast. I am Joy Bernal Alonso.
And I'm Avery Klein. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's show. Getting straight into the top story of this evening, investigators still search for answers in the missing case of Nancy Guthrie.
Avery was at the scene this past Friday, where she reported from outside Guthrie's home, the last place she was seen. Let's take a look at what officials knew then.
I'm standing outside the area where investigators say Nancy Guthrie was last seen before she disappeared. According to authorities, search efforts have continued for days, with law enforcement and volunteers canvassing nearby neighborhoods and open areas for any signs of her whereabouts. Officials say they were following multiple leads and are reviewing tips from the public. So far, no arrests have been made in correspondence to a suspect, and the case remains open. Family members describe Guthrie as a caring and reliable person, making her sudden disappearance especially concerning. Investigators laid out a timeline of events at a press conference on Thursday morning. Nancy Guthrie was dropped off at her home on Saturday, January 31st, around 9:30 p.m. after dinner with her family. In a recent discovery, Sheriff Nanos revealed that the doorbell camera at Nancy Guthrie's home was disconnected at 1:47 a.m. on Sunday, February 1st, and at 2:12 a.m., the software detected movement on camera, but no video was available. At 2:28 a.m., Nancy's pacemaker stopped syncing to her phone app. Sheriff Nanos also said that the blood found on the porch was tested and confirmed DNA analysis found it belonged to Nancy Guthrie. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information on Guthrie's disappearance and are vetting ransom notes. At least one person has been arrested in connection to an imposter ransom demand. Police are urging anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward as they work to piece together what happened. Reporting in Tucson, Arizona for UATV3, I'm Avery Klein. Over the weekend, investigations on Guthrie's case continue. As day 9 of the search progresses, so does the information available to the public. The Guthrie family has released 4 videos since Nancy's disappearance, including a solo video from Savannah Guthrie earlier today. In it, she expresses the family's belief that their mom, Nancy Guthrie, quote, is still out there, and she pleads for the nation's help. This comes as no suspects have yet to be named, and law enforcement officials were at the homes of Nancy and her daughter Annie Guthrie over the weekend. They were seen examining a septic tank behind Nancy's house, but no new discoveries have been made public. In a ransom note sent to numerous local Tucson news outlets, the possible abductors demanded $6 million from the Guthrie family. This money was expected by 5 p.m. this evening, and in previous videos, the Guthrie family stated their intention to pay, though there have been no updates so far. The case remains active and ongoing, though no press briefings are currently scheduled.
While law enforcement continues to search for Guthrie, they also respond to a sexual assault case at Banner. A nurse at Banner University Medical Center faces sexual assault charges against a patient. A nursing supervisor made the 911 call to report Jada Sarah, a now former nurse at Banner. He was caught on camera sexually assaulting a patient who was unable to resist due to medication and medical technology. Sarah now faces charges of sexual abuse, aggravated assault, and vulnerable adult abuse. Sarah's bond has been set to $50,000, and his next court appearance will be February the 13th.
As a judge faces that case, the addition of a new street light results from another. New traffic signals will be placed at the intersection of Euclid Avenue and 2nd Street. This follows the hit and run that occurred there last October. The memorial located at the sidewalk's intersection relocates in preparation for its upcoming construction. This will be to construct a signaled crossing section which acts as a safety and preventative measure. Construction begins February 12th, and the memorial will return once it is complete.
Transitioning into the next segment of tonight's show, how the community faces changes and inspires connection.
From current street repairs to a new Thai restaurant that promotes convenience, there will be more after a short break.
Welcome back to Wildcast. To start off this next segment, how street repairs affect neighborhood residents and U of A students. The West University neighborhood finally gets smoother streets. The major road and sidewalk repairs are funded by Tucson's Preposition 411. The neighborhood is one of the oldest in Tucson, and crews will repave nearly every street, and new ramps and fix underground utilities. These will improve drainage, accessibility, and the old streets conditions for the students and residents that live here. City officials expect construction to be finished by the end of July.
These streets close temporarily for construction while another location opens across campus. Local restaurant Tuk Tuk Thai is launching a new venture that features the same great food, but with a twist. UATV3 reporter Jacob Aries went to the restaurant before their opening to find out more.
All those pans brand new.
I've been thinking about this over 20 years. So this is not something I thought about it a couple of days ago. I've been thinking about this concept for 20 years.
Opening and operating your first restaurant is risky. However, Bud Say So isn't worried. He has 8 restaurants and is days away from opening his 9th. The concept, Tuk Tuk Thai food with the ordering process like Panda. Located on the corner of University Boulevard and Park, a restaurant called Tuk Tuk Express is coming.
Well, if people walk by, I think they're more excited than me. They were, Tuk Tuk's here, Tuk Tuk's coming. Yeah, Tuk Tuk's coming. We're going to have grab and go. We're going to have a Thai sandwich. It's really awesome. I was a student once, and I know how it is. We have, so many minutes between classes. It's a Tuk Tuk's food, but we can cater just for the student. We menu it, the pricing, the hours, just mainly for the student.
We have the opportunity to be here before the space has opened, so they are still setting up. But what I wanted to show you are these murals done by Native Touch, done by local artists that shows Arizona and Tucson pride. These graffiti style like paintings are to show that this place is fun, it's hip, it's for the student in mind. Bud tells me he doesn't believe students should have to pick between good food and their health. Everyone who works, eats, and supports one of his restaurants, he considers family. He doesn't serve anything he wouldn't eat himself. Gluten-free options and high-quality ingredients are a priority.
This is really healthy food. And then other food when I was in college, I don't want names, but, they process. I spend a little bit more in the back end, and I think I'm more successful in the long run.
Tuk Tuk Thai has been awarded Best Tucson Thai Food for 5 consecutive years in a row with his crispy basil chicken. Bud isn't opposed to opening up the space like the many others in the area for student nightlife and entertainment. Depending how successful the restaurant is, Tuk Tuk Express could be seen in other college towns like Tucson.
That came across my mind. That's what we want. That's why we want to call it Tuk Tuk Express. So we want to possibly take this to the different campuses. And I think this will do well in the sport arenas too.
Tuk Tuk Express is opening up any day now. For UATV3, I'm Jacob Aries.
Tuk Tuk brings convenience, while PAC brings connection. PAC, the Pima Animal Care Center, offers 2 programs that let community members get involved. These programs allow volunteers to make a difference without the commitment of adopting. UATV3 reporter Miley Ryle takes us along to see how.
At Pima Animal Care Center, helping a dog doesn't always mean adopting. Sometimes it's just spending a day with them. Through PAC's Dog for a Day foster program, volunteers are able to give dogs a much-needed break and better their chances of finding their forever homes. Dog for a Day gives volunteers the chance to check out a shelter dog for a few hours, taking them on a walk, grabbing a pup cup, or just letting them relax outside the kennel.
If you've never heard about our day trips or pajama party program before, it's essentially a way for you to come and check out a dog for a short-term period of time, either just the afternoon, or you can go overnight up to 3 nights and have a little time with one of our dogs here at the shelter.
And for dogs who need an even bigger break, PAC also offers the Pajama Party, which is an overnight sleepover that lets dogs decompress in a home environment. That time away can help PAC learn more about a dog's personality, information that can make a huge difference when it comes to match them with the right adopter.
It's a great way to get people involved. We find a lot of the Dog for a Day and Pajama Party people come in as regular volunteers afterwards. really beneficial to the dog for the reason of making them more adoptable.
PAC says getting involved starts with signing up through the shelter, then choosing a dog that fits your comfort level before heading out for the day or the night. Whether it's a few hours or one overnight, PAC says each outing helps dogs recharge and helps them get one step closer to a forever home. For UATV3, I'm Millie Reel.
Okay, Joey, I actually went to PAC a couple weekends ago with our executive producer, Madeline, and we had a dog named Squiggle, and we took him out for the day. Look, there he is. Oh my goodness, look at that face.
He's
just
absolutely adorable.
So sweet. He was about a year old.
It sounds like a great experience. How was the day? Did you do anything fun?
Yeah, it was awesome. We took him on University, took him for a walk, and then we went to lunch at the Monica downtown. He was just so precious.
It sounds like an awesome day.
Yeah.
Happy for the dog, happy for the people. Everyone gets a little bit of
awesome.
just happiness.
Oh yeah, he got lots of loves on campus. It was great. Yeah,
I love that.
So I think even though he just joined me for the day, I think he's a Wildcat for life now.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It was great. It was great.
The next portion of the show, we'll dive into what other Wildcats are rooting for with all things Arizona sports. And so, stay tuned.
I'll be right there.
Thanks, cameraman. You're my hero.
Welcome back to Wildcast. My name is Jacob Aries. Our Wildcats have been on an absolute tear in the world of athletics. Some could even say a course should be made to study their generational run. Let's take a deeper dive for this week's analysis of sports. A tale of two outings for Arizona women's basketball this week. At McHale Center, the Wildcats controlled Kansas State from the opening tip, shooting 47% from the floor, cashing in 16 of 20 free throws, and turning defense into 17 fast break points in a 72-62 Big 12 win. Arizona dominated early with a 27-11 first quarter and held the lead for nearly the entire game, outshooting Kansas State and limiting them to 38% shooting. Nolani Cornfield led the way with 21 points, while Blessing Adebanjo posted a career-high 17 and protected the rim with 6 blocks. On the road in Morgantown, the story shifted. Despite shooting over 51% and owning a 48-44 edge in points in the paint, Arizona couldn't overcome 29 turnovers in an 87-68 loss to West Virginia. The Mountaineers turned those mistakes into 38 points and built a big halftime lead, outweighing a balanced Arizona attack led by Tenual Welch, 17 points. Now, the Wildcats took to clean up the margins and carry their home efficiency into the heart of Big 12 play. Number 18 Arizona softball made a statement to open up the 2026 season at Hillenbrand Stadium, rolling to a pair of run rule wins over Southern Utah. In the opener, the Wildcats cruised to an 8-0 5-inning win behind a no-hitter from Jalen Adams, who struck out 4 and did not allow a hit in her debut. Arizona scored 8 runs on 10 hits, led by Serenity Trice's 3-for-3 day and a solo home run from Jenna Sniffen. Game 2 told a similar story, as Arizona posted an 8-0 run win, this time in 6 innings, out-hitting Southern Utah and scoring 8 unanswered runs after 4 scoreless frames. Addison Duke went 3-for-3, and the Wildcats got a strong pitching from Sarah Wright and Janae Berry to keep the Thunderbirds scoreless. Then, Friday night, Arizona turned heads nationally, upsetting number 3 Oklahoma by scoring 11 runs on just 6 hits, drawing 7 walks and blasting 3 home runs, including 2-out grand slam from Taylor Beal. Grace Jenkins added a 2-run homer and drove in for 4. as Arizona erupted for 6 runs in the 6th inning to flip the game in circle. Adams picked up the win in a relief, allowing just 2 runs over 6 innings as the Wildcats combined power, patience, and pitching to open up the season in statement fashion. Arizona wrapped up a tough weekend against number 3 Oklahoma in a pair of losses, falling 21-3 in 5 innings Saturday night, however, dropping a tight 5-4 decision Sunday afternoon at Hillenbrand Stadium. On Saturday, the Sooners' power was the difference as Oklahoma scored 21 on 21 hits with 7 home runs to jump out to an early lead and never look back. Arizona finished with 5 hits and 3 walks and pushed across 3 runs in the 5th, highlighted from an RBI single from Sidney Stewart, a base-loaded walk to Grace Jenkins, and sacrifice fly by Taylor Beal. Sunday told a much different story, with the Wildcats answering early and scoring 4 runs in the 2nd inning to take a 4-1 lead. Sidney Stewart was the spark again, delivering a bases-clearing triple to put Arizona in front and swing the momentum. The Cats held the lead into the late innings, but Oklahoma tied it in the 4th and 5th before back-to-back solo home runs in the 7th flipped the game to a 5-4 Sooner win. Despite the results, Arizona showed resilience against one of the nation's top teams, and now it turns its attention to hosting the Bear Down Fiesta beginning February 12th at Hillenbrand Stadium. The Gym Cats posted a 195.825 finish to finish 3rd at the Metroplex Challenge on Sunday, trailing only number 1 Oklahoma and number 10 Arkansas. The Gym Cats opened strong on Beam with a 48.100, led by matching 9.775 scores from Abigail Martin and Teresa Wise. Arizona then caught fire on the floor, scoring 49.275 behind Emma Storm's career-high 9.95, with Sophie Derry and Hillary Puello adding 9.85s. Balt marked a season best for the Cats at 49.175 as Martin and Wise both hit 9.85s and 3 more routines landed at 9.825. Arizona closed the meet strong on bars with another 49.275 highlighted by Martin's season high 9.925 and a career best 9.875 from Delaney Mead. The performance featured multiple season and career highs across the lineup as the Gym Cats continue to build consistency. Arizona hits the road next, heading to Denver on February 14th to take on the Pioneers. Well, that's all I have for you guys tonight. Be sure to check out Wildcast, the starting lineup. Well, that's all I have for you tonight. Be sure to check out the rest of Wildcast after the break.
That is all we have for you on tonight's Wildcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all of our upcoming shows. Once again, I am Joey Bernal Alonso.
And I'm Avery Klein. Join us on Wednesday for the starting lineup, but until then, you're at Wildcats.